Okay, I'm just setting up the live stream. It won't be long. YouTube seems to be having some issues this evening. Okay, I think we're good to go. So, we are in Snohomish in the simulator this evening. If we go and have a quick look over on the map, if we zoom out slightly, you can see the Snohomish County just over to our left. There's Puget Sound, and if you go a little bit further north, you've got Skagit Bay, and you've got the now I always get the name of these islands wrong. It's the San Juan Islands, isn't it? So that's where Friday Harbour is. That was made kind of famous by Flight Simulator back in the day. So we're a little way south of there. A couple of airfields available from Orbx that come as a pair in the one pack. So we have Harvey, so S43, which we're looking at right here. So this is Harvey Field, and S16 Monroe Firstair. So we're going to go and have a look around with the drone camera first, and then we'll go for a flight. So let's go and have a look around the airfield to begin with, and then we'll come in a bit more detail and have a look around them. So this is S43 Harvey Field. It's pretty cool, isn't it? We'll come in much more detail and go and dive in amongst the hangars and look at some of the extra bits and pieces that are going on around the airfield in a few moments. We just want to go and have a quick pan around. So yeah, this is a third-party scenery from Orbx, developed by a guy. I'm not going to get his name right, I'm afraid. I couldn't find a pronunciation anywhere. It's Andreas Hegi, I think. It may be Hegi or Hedger, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what part of the world he's from that might inform that. So yeah, you can see it's really nicely done. So if we skip back along to the other end of the airfield, and then we'll come in lower and have a good look around on the ground of what's here. So we've got an aircraft here. Just getting ready to go by the look of it. Someone doing some training. It's a 152, isn't it? Yes, the Aerobat. Okay, so there's a goose down here. There's lots of hangars in the airfield, basically. So if we go and scoot around the hangars, go and have a look. Some of the static airplanes aren't the most wonderfully accurate airplanes ever, but at least it means the frame rate will be good. So there's a hangar here. So we've got Skydive at Snohomish. And we ought to stay on the walkway, I suppose. As we come over towards the bar. So there's some really good quality figures for a change. Got a commercial pilot reading his newspaper, a guy on a laptop, and an aviation enthusiast. That would be me, probably, with the camera, boring my other half to tears, taking photographs of all the airplanes. And we've got a bar over here. It's very cool, isn't it? Okay, let's go and scoot over to the top, and there's a kids' play park next to the car park. And no, I'm going to get this wrong. It's a Kodiak, isn't it? The Kodiak with floats. So just having a little look around, really, just to see what's here on the ground. Let's go and scoot down past some of the hangars. Lots and lots of Cessnas. Snohomish Flying Service, scenic rides, pilot training and charters. Lots of RVs. Let's go and speed up a little bit. So there's some houses over the other side. Let's go and have a look around them properly. And more RVs. And we have, bizarrely, this house in the corner of the airfield that's like a, how would you put this? There's a word for this styling, isn't there, in American architectural history? I've forgotten what the word is. I'll remember it later when I'm not trying to think of it. It's not Regency, but it's something like that, and I can't remember. So there's a hot air balloon here that seems to be forever levitating just a few feet off the ground. Little girl with her dad. Okay, so let's go and taxi out and go and see about going for a flight. So we're going to go back and find our aeroplane. So again, this is S43 Harvey Field. So I think this is us second on the left. Yep, there's my custom tail number. Okay, so Shift and X puts us in the cockpit. Let's go and see if we can remember how to fire the aeroplane up. So batteries on, alternators on, fuel is on both, and the beacon light goes on. Let's make sure the levers are working correctly. No, they are not. So we're going to go out. I'm going to apologise for this. This is going to be Flight Simulator doing its trick. I've not set this aeroplane up before. I think this is one of the 182s that has the, it's the Coronado, sorry, no, the 210 turbo. It has the radar on the wing, but I'd forgotten. That means it's a different aeroplane. That means I'm going to have to sit here for 10 minutes waiting for the simulator to show me the dialogue to change to the next profile. Unfortunately, but it shouldn't take too long. No, it's not ranch. I'm trying to think of the word, and no, it's completely gone out of my head. There is a word that describes that era of American architectural design with the white shutters and the tall windows, and I can't think of it at the moment. It's going to be maddening. That's going to tick away in the back of my mind all evening now. Here we go. Throttle and propeller, that's all we need. Let's just wait for it to update. Today would be good. Save and back and back. So we should find now, yep, there we go. I can control the propeller and the throttle, and I can put the mixture to rich. Beacon light is on. Okay, let's just make sure that I can talk over the top of the engine noise. and the avionics switch is on the door. Now the engine's running. Let's go and put the nav lights on as well. We've already got the alternator on, don't need to worry about that. We'll go and put the transponder on standby. Go and put the weather radar on, even though, actually no, it needs to be on standby on the ground, doesn't it? Otherwise it will irradiate people that are directly in front of us. So this aircraft has a working radar. Just waiting for the GPS to come up. So we are looking at, actually, is this, have I got the live weather on? I think that looks like a few clouds in the sim, but let's just double check it. Yeah, live weather isn't on, look. Let's go and turn it on. Real time should be on. So what's that done to the wind? 2 knots. It's just an oppressive grey day. Okay, airplane's up and running. GPS is nearly there. Let's go and turn the distance measuring equipment on. Have we got any VORs nearby? Oh, there's one over here, look, 11060. Should we go and tune into it? We're not going to need GPS today. 11060. And should come alive. There it goes. Okay, so Ben, seeing as there's no wind whatsoever, we may as well just taxi out to our left and go out to runway 15 left. So turn head tracking on. I should have had the taxi light on already. That's going to be interesting actually. I will do a touch and go here before we go on our way. Am I on Virtual Flight Online? And no, I'm not running transmitter, so let's go and sort that out as well. It's funny, I built it and I never use it. So we'll go and remove that. I'm on disconnect. I'm on the West USA server. Connect. So all this means, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is I now can go on the radar screen and I can see myself. And I'm going to be Snohomish. So it's over here, isn't it? It's Seattle. So that's going to be me here. There we go. Got a little label, so it's showing a circle because I'm not moving. Anyway. Should have had the landing light on really for takeoff, so you just get both lights on at the front. Not that it makes a lot of difference to us, but so now we're off the ground. We can should put the yoke back on so you get to see it. Close the cowl flaps. So there's the runway that we've just taken off from. So we're going to loop back round and come in on an approach. I want to see how close those cables are to the normal kind of approach path. So I don't know if you noticed when we were circling around over here, there were cables at the end of the runway. I didn't even spot the lumberyard alongside the river when we were looking at the airfield. That's interesting. So there's a connection between the flaps and the gear in this aeroplane. I didn't know that. So I'm coming in, I'm diving really. I want to see these cables with the markers on them. Can you see them? They're just behind the propeller. You can see them coming into view. Twang. Okay, so we need to figure out where we're going to go to get to this other airfield. So let's have a look at the map. It's just a few miles away, look, on the northern edge of the next town of Monroe. So we'll fly across to Monroe, orbit the airfield, and go and have a look at it. This is the Cessna 210 Turbo from Coronado. So you can see we are pretty much going to go right over the top of the airfield. It's down here. So we'll divert to the right and then orbit to have a look at it from the air. Obviously we're going to go and park up and have a nose around with the drone camera. It's a shame the weather is so bad, isn't it? It looks quite dim. Should we remove the weather just so we get a nice clean look at it? If we go custom weather, we're on live, real time and live. If we go and take the live weather off and just put it on few clouds for our purposes, so we get to see the airfield nicely. So there's a racetrack just behind the airfield by the look of it. It's quite narrow, isn't it? I've not flown the 210 enough to really know where the stall limit is for slow approaches. Funny, someone in the live stream is saying it could pass for a taxi lane. More like they just had some leftover concrete and decided to pour it. We're going to park down the far end, shall we? And then go for a nosy around. I'm presuming this is a car park normally that we're leaving our aeroplane in. So, if we cut the engine for a minute, turn the lights off, and turn the avionics off, and we'll get back in a moment. Okay, so we're going to jump outside and go for a look around. So this is, now what do they call it? S16 Monroe Firstair Airfield. Let's speed this camera up. Let's go and have a look at this. So the Evergreen State Fairgrounds, and they seem to have this drift track. This is just part of the flight sim scenery. It's not part of the airport. I just want to go and have a nose at it. So, the airfield really is kind of slotted in, isn't it, amongst everything else? There's a big Mack truck over here. So are these hangars the same at the other end? Oh no, just basic shapes basically. Yeah, so it's a simple little airfield, but it's good fun. Because it is obviously so narrow and quite difficult, challenging then. So you need to have good control of your aeroplane to keep it on the strip. So you can see its name there. Monroe is painted into the ground. So there's obviously a barn over here. Some sort of, is it a wood yard or something? Industrial unit. Oh, here we go. Green Flag Racing. It's a race team. Someone's going to tell me now that this Green Flag Racing is the barn where Harry built the NASCAR in Days of Thunder, aren't they? The pilot stop. We found where we get the bacon butties from. And the coffee. So is there a grass strip as well? So there's the makeshift. There isn't really a grass strip, is there? There's no room for it. It's all ploughed fields all around us. If we look further up in the air, there's nothing really. Interesting. Okay, so having had a look at the two airfields from Orbx, we're going to go for a bit of a fly now. We're going to fly out towards the San Juan Islands. So let's go and jump back into our aeroplane and fire it back up. Beacon light on. Mixture to rich. Max RPM. And crank the throttle open. Turn the engine over. Avionics on. Taxi light on. We'll put the pitot heat on this time. Should we put the weather on realistic as well? May as well do it properly now. Now we've had our look at the airfields. My word, that's a bit dark out there, isn't it? So we're just bringing it up to temperature. We're about, let's get it to 1000 RPM. It'll probably smooth out a little bit. Stop shaking the cockpit to pieces. There we go. We could program the route in as well. So we are at W16. So if we remove Harvey from the plan, if we were to go out towards, now where should we go? Friday Harbour. Append Friday Harbour to the plan. 70 or 60 miles away. So we'll go via the VOR. We'll go via both the Snohomish one and the Everett Field one. Okay. So, got our GPS up and running. Go to the flight plan page, press the button to put the focus in. So we are at W16. Enter. And then we want to go via PAE for the Everett VOR. And then CVV for the Pen Cove. There it is. And then we're going to land at Friday Harbour, so KFHR. And there's our flight plan. And we've got it on the map now, so we can go to GPS mode. Which means the HSI is now going to reflect that. We do probably want to go and put the course in at least to align it, so 269 degrees. So let's bring the course round to 269. Okay. Let's keep those cowl flaps open while we're on the ground. trim the aeroplane out. Autopilot on. We are at 500 feet at the moment. Let's go for 1500. Tell it to climb at 1,000 feet a minute or thereabouts. And we'll go nav mode now, which will do the lateral navigation. So we're more or less on top of the track. Playing with the engine to get the get it working. Should we try the radar out, seeing as the weather isn't great? Let's have a look at it. So I've not really played with this yet. So we've got stab on. So we've got range, track. Oh, you can't. Oh, can we tilt it up or down now? No, that knob isn't operable. Oh, that's a shame. So we would have to climb up into the weather, I guess, to see it. Okay. So the landing and taxi lights can come off now. Should have had the strobe and the nav light on. Pitot heat's on. There we go. I wonder who that is. If we press Ctrl-Alt-N, we'll see the labels. That's a key I've mapped to turn the labels on and off. There's a bug in the sound of this aeroplane. I don't know if you can hear it. It shouldn't sound the way it does. It shouldn't be this echoey inside. We're going to go up to 2,500 feet. So vertical speed. Do it at 500 feet a minute. And it's climbing. So someone's mentioning there about the flaps. The reason I left the flaps on for so long is this is a bit of a heavy lump of an aeroplane. And while you're still climbing, it's probably a good idea, if we're not already going too fast, to keep the flaps on their first setting. It's got this big old engine in the front. But yeah, there's something obviously wrong with the sound look inside. It's having a bad day. The reason I came up to 2,000 feet at least is to get clear of the traffic pattern, although you wouldn't have a traffic pattern at this aeroplane. Sorry, at this airport. So, we're just flying along. Let's go and do some working out. Have we got a tower? We do have a tower at Friday Harbour. So I'm going to go and put say intentions on. We will need to change our identity in it. So we are a C210T. Our call sign today... Oh, okay, we're not allowed that. Our call sign today will be Cessna G-JB UK. And so if we auto that and OK it. So you can see Snohomish County is coming up. Let's go and put ourselves on centre. Actually, we should be on common traffic advisory frequency, I guess. Something else we ought to do, though, is go into intercom and turn off the cabin crew, because we don't want cabin crew. It's a murky old day, isn't it? We're just coming up into the cloud. So there's an ulterior motive for this. I want to see if this will light up. Let's go and put ourselves up in the cloud, shall we? Or up in the... hopefully there's some rain up here as well. So we'll go another 1,000 feet. At 1,000 feet a minute. So this plane's quite powerful enough to do it. So let's bring the range down. So it's doing weather at the moment. What else can it do? Okay, that doesn't actually... That's interesting. So there's no actual weather to speak of out here, as far as this is concerned. And the engine has just fixed itself. Okay. 3,500 feet. Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping we would see something showing up. I think it's just fog, though. There's no actual precipitation out here that would cause it to light up. Should we bring it back down then? So we want to go and set the target altitude to 1,500 feet again, and then go vertical speed and bring us down at 500 feet a minute until we get there. And we'll cut the power back. So you can see the altitude is bleeding off. See where we are. If we go and look on the map, which is coming over Whidbey Island. Towards the VOR at Pen Cove. And then onwards across the bay towards Friday Harbour. Alright, we're back down below the cloud base. So, Gregorio is asking, how is the Coronado in Flight Simulator 2024 handling compared to 2020? It's better, because the sim's better. The physics in 2024 are a bit of a step up, and therefore Coronado are able to take advantage of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Coronado aeroplanes are still not realistic. they obviously target the middle ground in terms of making them accessible to the wider audience rather than making them super accurate. So you can't wreck the engine, for example. But they're nice and consistent and stable to fly around in the simulator, so I'm not going to complain about it. I think they're great. The Coronados always look amazing. They look, you know, photographic quality wherever you look. They're stunning, really. They really have cracked how to do the modelling and texturing and material modelling. Okay. While we're flying along, shall we go and crack open the radios then? So we want Center 134.95. Center Cessna Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting flight following to Friday Harbour.
Cessna Bravo Echo Kilo, squawk 1422 and ident.
One, 422 and ident, and turn it on as well.
Cessna Bravo Echo Kilo, radar contact. 4 southeast of Cooperville North Airport at 1800 feet. Cooperville altimeter 30.27.
So we've now got flight following, so they're keeping an eye on us as we fly across the bay towards Friday Harbour. I don't think I've got the scenery installed at the moment for Anacortes, or there's some more scenery, isn't there, for Orcas, that you can also get from Orbx, actually. I need to go and...
Cessna Bravo Echo Kilo, remain clear of the Whidbey Island NAS class Charlie airspace. Remain on this frequency.
Can you give me vectors to avoid that airspace? Bravo Echo Kilo.
Cessna Bravo Echo Kilo, climb and maintain 4000. Turn right.
Turn right heading 050 and climb 4000, turn right heading 050, Bravo Echo Kilo. So we go heading and we turn right to this is good. So they've started implementing the sectors.
Bravo Echo Kilo, contact Whidbey radar on 126.05.
Contacting Whidbey radar 126.05, Bravo Echo Kilo. Whidbey radar, Cessna Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, climbing to 4,000 feet, heading 050.
Cessna Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Whidbey radar. Good afternoon, Cooperville altimeter 30.27.
So there's obviously, if we go and turn, I wonder if it's marked in here. Yeah, that we're in this restricted area. It's because it's a naval air station. They don't want you too close to it. Which is why the other aeroplanes are not over it as well. That one is, though.
Cessna Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Whidbey radar, VFR altitudes.
We were given instruction to climb to 4,000 feet by the previous controller. Bravo Echo Kilo. So Gregorio said, I heard you can fly a Carenado 2020 version in 2024. Yes, you can. They don't look as good as the 2024 versions. The material modelling isn't as good. That's been one of the areas where 2024 has had a huge step forwards.
Cessna 7 Romeo Charlie. We'd like to cancel flight following at this time.
Cessna 7 Romeo Charlie, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk 1200, frequency change. 7 Romeo Charlie, thanks.
So let's turn the head tracking on. It's horrible weather, isn't it? So we have to go all the way around to get to Friday Harbour. I wonder why they threw us this way and not out over the... Probably because of this area as well. There's another restricted area here, look. So as soon as we are out of the controlled area, we'll just skirt around the edge. Who are we talking again? Whidbey Radar. Whidbey Radar, Cessna Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, requesting descent to 2,000 feet.
Cessna Bravo Echo Kilo, descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
Otherwise, this is no fun at all. So we're just coming out of this area, so we're going to start turning. Can we go north yet? Yeah. Are we using VORs? No, we're using just using heading at the moment because we were vectored out of this airspace by ATC. We were merrily flying along here and we got told off and told to take a sharp right turn. So we're flying around the perimeter of the Naval Air Station airspace, which is over there somewhere on the... I think that's it over there. We're not allowed any closer than this. weather's looking a bit brighter, isn't it, out towards Friday Harbour? So we'll be crossing right the way through the San Juan Islands on the way. Should we go and turn the labels on? Can we see any other aeroplanes around? Don't think so. About 150 knots. And turn again. So we should see an aeroplane over there at 1,000 feet, so similar height to us. Oh, did I use the wrong keyboard combination? Is it Control-Alt-N? Yeah, it is.
105, contact Orcas Island Tower on.
Roger, contacting Orcas Island Tower.
2965, 75 Foxtrot.
I wonder, if we cut in too close, do we get vectored away? Or will we be alright? The, not a lot of people know this. That sounds like Michael Caine, doesn't it? But the GNS 530 can do traffic. So if you go and change this to this page and press the knob in and then turn that on and press enter and then increase the range on it. So we'll do that again and then how do we change the range here? We should see traffic. Famous last words. Of course, it may not be implemented on this aeroplane, no, seeing as it's a I don't know. I'm surprised it's not showing anything. There's something 30 miles behind us, but why other aeroplanes aren't showing, I don't know. Although, saying that, look, there isn't anything around us at the moment. There's something behind us. There's something ahead of us, about 40 miles out. Yeah, so it is working.
knots for AC-65.
AC-65, contact Seattle approach on 118.2.
2 for AC-65, good day.
Okay, we might be able to go straight across now for Friday Harbour. Well, that was made unintentionally a bit more exciting, wasn't it? With having to skirt around controlled airspace.
Jazz 7745, contact Vancouver Tower on 125.65.
Over to Vancouver Tower on 125.65, Jazz 7745.
So, if we go straight for Friday Harbour now, there's the line. We can change this, by the way, and have a forward-facing rose, and then you can change this one to have just the numbers, which is probably a better combination, to be honest. Because then with the rose view, you get all of the stats around the outside. So we're 14 miles away, about 5.5 minutes to go until we're...
Bravo Echo Kilo, Friday Harbor Airport at your 2 o'clock, 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated, squawk VFR, so long.
Change to advisory frequency, a radar service terminated, so long, good day. So we're going to go to common traffic advisory frequency, so we are not close enough anymore to Whidbey Island for them to be concerned about tracking us. Should we see if we can brighten these instruments up? Has this got some controls for the lights? The internal lights not work. Oh, I didn't know it had oxygen. It has a pressurized cabin. Interesting. Learn something new every day. Am I using a joystick or a yoke? I'm using a joystick. It's an Airbus and, sorry, what's it called? A Thrustmaster Captain's Pack Airbus stick and quadrant. I don't have rudder pedals, I just got the stick and the quadrant. So I've got far less hardware than most people. I have got this wonderful thing that allows me to move my head around called the Tobii Eye Tracker, which I've made videos about in the past. Should we go and transfer over to tower frequency? What is it? Tower 128250. Friday Harbour, Cessna Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, approaching from the east at 2,000 feet, requesting full stop landing. So does the frequency in LittleNavMap match up? with the actual airfield. I just changed it, didn't I? So 128250. Friday Harbour, Tower 128250. Friday Harbour Tower, radio check please. It's right over there, isn't it? The other side of this bay. So this is getting its this thinks I'm still on CTAF. Oh no, it's not the other side, it's right here in front of us. I do apologise. This is Friday Harbour. So let's go and turn off the autopilot. So for some reason we're not picking up Friday Harbour on the radio. Maybe they're shut. So most of the reason I don't have any more hardware is the extra bits and bobs that I could plug in would be for things like MCDUs or G1000s or all the rest of it, which would make it very, very easy to control the aeroplanes, but you wouldn't be able to see it. And also, you would only be able to model one aeroplane at a time with the kit you've plugged in, or badly simulate whatever the actual aeroplane has inside it. So that's why I tend to just use whatever the simulated aeroplane has got in its cockpit, and I try to operate it myself. And half of that is just the fascination of trying to figure out how the different aeroplanes work. Okay, let's go and put the landing lights on. So has this come up with Friday Harbour yet? No, it's still got Whidbey Island. So Brad Woods is saying Monroe is where he lives. Or if you watched earlier in the video, you'll be able to rewind it, I guess. You'll see it very closely. As you can see, we're coming in a bit high, so I'm just going to drop us down. See, this is the thing. This aeroplane flies so nose up, no matter how high you try to sit in your seat, you can't see over the nose to see the PAPI lights. So the reason for that bad landing is the head tracking drifted. Look, it's looking at the floor rather than where we're going. So I ended up craning my head around. And now I've gone and reset it while sitting up, which means I can't then sit up because I'm already sitting up. The challenges of head tracking, they're right there. Okay, flaps can come back up. Go and park at the other end, shall we? So let's turn the head tracking off to do this. It makes it a bit quicker and easier. Turn the transponder off. The GPSs will go off with the power. That should have been off already during taxi, otherwise we irradiate people. And the beacon light, nav light off, pitot heat off, mags off, alternator off, battery off. And there we go. We live to fly another day. So it was a bit of a heavy landing, and I can see that on transmitter. If we go and open transmitter up and have a look, we can see, yeah, 400 feet a minute. That's not anything to be proud of. You're really looking for about 150 feet a minute in a Cessna or something, you know, around that. So it was a hard landing. Survivable. So just to go over what this is again, if you've not seen it, this is Transmitter. I wrote it. It's a little program that broadcasts where you are on the internet. So you can not only see it in a map on the internet, so you just go into a browser wherever you are and you can see where people are. So you can see I've stopped. I'm a little dot now, but you can go and look at other people and see where they are. So if we were to go and look on them and say click on them, and it tells you all about their flight. You can also track people. So say you can pull a table of airplanes up. So there's that one that was down there. If you go and click on that, it will light him up and it will actually track him. So if you keep an eye on him, it's going to move the map every 5 seconds. So he's moving. Actually, we need to zoom in a lot more for you to see that. So there we go. And the map will center back up on him in a moment. There it goes. So every 5 seconds it'll move him on. We can turn smooth tracking on as well. So you can see, hopefully it will move. Famous last words. This is where we find out he's just crashed into a field, isn't it? Yeah, I think he probably has. Anyway. I'm going to leave it there. So we got transmitter running. Disconnect that from the simulator and shut it down. So I will see you all again soon. So Brad is saying Monroe Firstair will be closing soon. It got bought. So yeah, it's a tiny little airstrip. That kind of thin strip of concrete was interesting. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the evening, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care.